Hello, duelists, and welcome to the King's Court. Okay, so if you're familiar with the channel, especially with our Yu-Gi-Oh content, it comes to no surprise. I'm a big hero fan. It's my favorite archetype in the entire game. It's the deck Heroes in Yugioh. They're the decks I focus on pretty much solely here on the channel. I love playing it no matter what, and GX is my favorite. Look at the character ping I'm using. Come on. I just love GX. I love heroes, everything about them. But I'm also a big superhero fan. Ever since I was a little kid, and my number one favorite of all time is definitely Batman. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because we all know, if anyone who's familiar with heroes, especially, and I'm assuming if you're watching this, you are a big fan as well. A lot of the heroes in the hero archetype are honestly pretty closely inspired, obviously, by their designs, and to an extent, their typing and even some of their effects to a lot of the real life heroes in comic books, movies, cartoons, etc. So I thought it'd be fun to actually pick out a couple of them that I think really bear a striking similarity to some of the comic book characters from DC, Marvel, Dark Horse, Image, etc. All that good stuff. So like I said, I picked out a couple, and I'm going to go over each one, explain why I think they have similarities to a specific character from comic books, and overall, I just thought this would be a fun video. So if you want to see any more, like a part two, because picking five was as difficult. I just picked the ones that I think have like the strongest similarity. But if you want to see more, or if you want to see like one, because this is going to primarily focus on the elemental heroes. But really quick, I'm not going to do one on Neos because I already did a whole short talking about the real life inspirations for Neos. So if you want to see that, it was a short I did, I think, a couple. Man, it might have been last year, actually, now that I think about it. I'll leave a link to it in the description if you want to see that. But, anyways, so I'm not going to do Neos because I already did that. And I'm not going to do the Destiny heroes, Evil heroes. And I know for all you Tokusatsu fans, I'm not going to mention the Masked heroes because honestly, I can make an entire video talking about each one of those on their own. So if you want to see that, like the video, share, comment. Also, leave in the comments what characters do you think were a strong inspiration for certain cards, and which ones do you think were like a homage to like really well-known comic book characters, and just, let me know your opinions in the comments. So, the first one I want to start with, like I said before, Batman is my personal favorite of all time. So I got to start off with the one I think might have been strongly inspired by Batman. Elemental hero Bubble Man. That's right, one of the OG elemental heroes. The first water one, if I remember right. Yeah, it was. Actually, if I remember right, if we're not including fusions, Bubble Man was the first effect elemental hero we saw in the anime. So, obviously, this is a very well-known card. And we all know Bubble Beats, so it's no stranger to the actual card game itself. So, Bubble Man obviously has 800 attack, 1200 defense. Okay, not that bad. It's not impressive, but it's not terrible. But in the anime, and as well in the real life card game, Bubble Man is known for having multiple equipped cards. The first one that comes to mind, Bubble Launcher, as well as many spell cards you centered around it, just like Bubble Illusion and Bubble Shuffle. And don't forget the Metamorphosis card, aka I guess you call it the evolved form of Bubble Man. So, the reason I think this is a homage to Batman is because, well, one, look at the ears. Come on. Go on. That just screams Batman. And not only that, but the way that the face is exposed. To be perfectly honest, if you just made Bubble Man's costume black, and as well as the cape, that just looks like a really big Batman, if I'm being honest with you. So, and the fact that he has so many equipped cards, that's kind of like how Batman has like multiple gadgets, the Batmobile, the Batwing, and his utility belt as well. So it's kind of like a small reference to that. You see what I mean? And like I said, the ears and all that. So I think Bubble Man is easily inspired by Batman. All right, there's the next one I want to mention: Elemental Hero Woodsman. Now, if you're familiar with the GX manga, we all know who Woodsman is. Now, Woodsman is an Earth attribute warrior monster, 1000 attack, 2000 defense. Now, not a lot of attack, but pretty big defense, actually. Actually, he's equal to Clayman. So, I think Woodsman is a homage and slash reference to Swamp Thing from the DC franchise. Now, if you're not familiar with Swamp Thing, because he's not really like more of the more well-known characters, like Batman and all of them, he's a character that's more of a he's more like on the magic side of DC. He's basically a set. He has the power to manipulate and control all forms of plant matter, as well as even alien too. So he's pretty powerful, and and he also can't be hurt through conventional means. So I think that's actually a reference to Woodsman's high defense, and the fact that you can see right here in the picture, Woodsman has like one half of him he's like big and green, and the other half he's like almost looks like he's made out of tree bark. So that could be just like a woodsman how Swamp Thing can easily just manipulate plant matter and cover himself in it, or just like mutate his whole body to be made out of it. It's crazy. So and not only that, they both have red eyes. So I want to count that one right there. Next one, elemental hero Ocean. Now, water is like a super popular, theme in a lot of comic books. We all know Aquaman, we all know the Submariner, but I think, personally, Ocean is a reference to Abraham Sapien from Hellboy. Now, I'm a big Hellboy fan. I'm a huge fan. Love the movies, love the comic books. I'm a big fan, and I'm not the only one, because R.I.P. the GOAT himself, Kazuki Takahashi, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh!, the GOAT himself, actually himself was a huge comic book fan when he was alive. And one of his favorites was Hellboy. He was such a Hellboy fan that there's actually a picture of, see if I can find it, a hand-drawn picture of him redrawing Hellboy himself in his Yu-Gi-Oh! Art style. So, confirmed, Hellboy's part of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, right? But yeah, I think Ocean, it has a lot of similarities to Abraham Sapien. They're both water, obviously. They're both, and honestly, the only big difference is I don't remember him using like a trident to fight. Although it's been a while since I've read any Hellboy comics, so maybe he did. I'm not too sure, but yeah, definite. I think the Ocean is a reference to Abraham Sapien. So the next one, this is a personal favorite of mine. Elemental Hero Necroshade. I really like this card. I've been playing the what's it called? The Hero Beat deck in Edison lately, and Necroshade is an extremely important part of that deck. And he's also the first dark elemental hero, if I remember right. So he's just a really cool, sweet card. I love the design. I think Necroshade is a reference and homage to Spawn, the flagship character for Image Comics. Spawn, by the way, badass. I'm a huge Spawn fan. Even the movie from the 90s, it was kind of cheesy. I think was actually really cool and a lot of fun when I first saw it as a kid. Honestly, I love Spawn, and the animated series, chef's kiss. That series, if you haven't seen it, the HBO series from the 90s, you got to check that out. It is just top tier. So they have a lot of striking similarities. The dark, almost like demonic aesthetic that they both have. And is honestly, if you change up Necroshade's head, because it has, it's red and it has that like pointy Spider-Man style eyes, you just change it up. That looks a lot like Spawn. Give him a cape too. You pretty much got him right there. And the fact that his name is Necroshade, and if I remember right, I'm a little rusty. Remember right, Spawn's suit, Letha, if I remember right, Letha of the 7th House of K, I know, weird ass name, is powered by Necro energy. So that just, fits perfectly right there. So, but yeah, Spawn, awesome character, and Necroshade, awesome card. Okay, last one I want to go over. This one though is a bit of a stretch, but the other ones that I thought of, I want to save for a part 2. So if you want to see a part 2, let me know. But the last one, Elemental Hero Sunrise, I feel like might be a homage to Superman. Okay. Right now, Superman is like, fans are like debating on which Superman is better. Well, that's where that always happens. I haven't seen the new Superman movie yet. My brother has though, and he told me that movie is sick. And let me know in the comments if you've seen it. I really want to check that out. I just haven't had the time lately. I'll probably go try to see it soon. Now that I'm talking about it, it makes me want to go watch it. But anyways, the reason I think Sunrise might be a reference to Superman, Well, one, sunrise. Come on. Sun, and if you're familiar with Superman, Superman's powers are from solar energy, the sun. Plus, Superman has, the famous cape, and Sunrise obviously has that. And the reason I also think so, I'll talk that today. Elemental Hero Sunrise is well known for his effect to add Miracle Fusion to hand. I don't know why. That just kind of feels like Superman-ish to me. Like, if you read Superman comic books or watching the movies, the cartoons, Superman is always known for being the symbol of hope and can create miracles himself. So, I don't know. That just feels a lot, feels really Superman to me. So, that's all five right there. I'm rushing through this only because I could spend hours talking about these, but I also want to open up the mic to anyone watching this. What do you think? Do you have any comments on any of these ones that I brought out here, or do you have any ones you think could also be a reference to others? Like, I have an idea for some other ones if you want to see a part two, and if you want to see a dedicated video to the Destiny heroes and the Masked heroes. Again, I know those Tokusatsu fans. Chandler Michael is a huge Tokusatsu fan too. I might bring him to do that one with me. So if you want to see that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Like I said, let me know what you think, and overall, just have a great week. Take care. Bye.